Come with us on a journey into the unknown, the unexplained, and the unbelievable. We will test your senses and challenge your beliefs. A world where science and religion clash. Or do they? You will meet real people and hear real stories, but you will not believe. You will witness strange sights and hear strange sounds, but you will not believe. This is the New England Ghost Project. Welcome to the nightmare.
My, what a beautiful morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Ghost Chronicles Next Generation. My, what a wonderful day.
What is that? Do I know that song?
Oh, God. You know what? God, this is loud. I got to stretch. Man, I have to go to the health club for that. Okay, how's that?
Do we have a cult movie classic this week?
We do, but
excellent.
We're going to go into that in a minute. I can't. I'm just turning knobs here until I get... Whoop, just shut myself off.
There you go, yeah.
Okay, there you go. All right, yeah. Anyways, that's from 1972.
Wow, you have the year down. Good for you.
Wow, there's a reason why. Okay. By Daniel Boone.
Daniel Boone?
Never heard of him.
Oh, is that your post? Your Facebook story that you posted? Okay.
But by God, is that a peppy song?
It's peppy.
It is. Be honest with you, if we put that in alarm clocks in the morning, you know, and every coffee you make, hey, Mom, what a beautiful... You get everybody in the good spirits, and they'll go out there and smile at each other. And
yeah, you think so?
Yeah, I just get you right up there. So anyways, I watched this series on Netflix. It's a Scottish series.
Yes.
It's called Still Game.
Still Game?
Still Game. It's about these two old pensioners.
Okay.
And it's it's basically their lives, and it's funny as hell though. A little rude, crude at times because it's Scottish.
Yeah.
And it's really good. So, anyways, they took some. They pretended they had depression so they could get antidepressant drugs.
Oh, yeah?
Because it supposedly peps them up. So they went to this dance, and they were all, like, doing a slow music and everything else. So they went and talked to the guy, and then they had him play that song. And I remembered the song. That's all. I had no idea who sang it or whatever. And there you go. Isn't that... Look at that.
I remember the song now, yeah.
Isn't it awesome?
Sunday morning, up with the dog.
Okay, I gotta refer everybody to YouTube to look at this video because it's quite the video.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I've got someone.
Must be Scottish. I think he was probably a Scottish singer. It's got that tone to it, you know?
Yeah, he looks like he could be Scottish. So.
Scottish or Irish, I would say, in that range.
Sure.
I mean, kind of like, who's the guy that said, I would walk 500 miles?
Oh, yeah, I love that song.
Yeah, me too.
That's the, damn, I'm blanking.
It's got that same feel to it, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, is that peppy or what?
It's peppy, yes.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
I mean, you can't be sad.
Hard for me to picture you peppy, but okay.
You can't be sad. I mean, you should see me dancing this morning.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's what we need video of.
Yeah. So anyways, they took these drugs, so they went to this dance, and they asked the guy to play that. We got out there, and then I guess it's a line dance, too.
Is it?
Yeah, so the two old pensioners are out there, boom,
No.
boom, bop, boom, and they're dancing away, and all the women, all the old women out on the dance floor, and went out there and started with them. It was fun. It's a fun show. It really is.
The Proclaimers.
Who was?
500 Miles.
Yeah, okay. I was
Proclaimers.
Yeah. But...
I thought I had it, but I didn't. I'm kind of surprised by that name, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Got that same background Tony thing.
Definitely Scottish, but yeah.
Yeah, much more of an accent.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So anyways, that got me going. So I just posted out there. So I want to play that every morning.
Don't you love songs like that?
To get you going, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, music is our lives, right?
I'm one of these people who gets a song and I can play it, and when I get into a song, I can play it end to end to end. I can listen to it like 8 times in a row.
Oh yeah. I watched the country music Christmas special. I love country music specials they have. Their awards, their things. I mean, they're really good anyways. Anyways, but they had a group on there whose name escapes me, of course. And I had never heard them before, and they did We Three Kings, and it was all drums and stuff. It was freaking awesome.
Yep.
I posted that on my thing before. But, yeah, it's one of those songs that you go in and you're like, I can hear that again. You can hear that again.
Yep.
So, yeah. And, anyway.
If
yeah,
I had to force my music listening on people, I'd drive them nuts.
Really? Why?
Yeah. 'Cause like I said, I get into a song, I would just listen to it end to end.
Yeah?
Yeah. Plus, I like songs like that viscerally get you, you know?
Well, that's what it is. Music is supposed to be our lives. It's supposed to motivate us. It's supposed to be glimpses of our lives, glimpses of our moods, what they were meaning, all that stuff.
Yeah. Plus the memory attachment.
Yeah, we don't even go into that, but yeah.
Song takes you back to a particular moment and a particular person.
The old thing, music soothes the savage beast. It's pretty much is. Music does have an impact on us psychologically, one way or another. Ooh, I just seen a door moving in the background.
You're on delay, remember?
We're haunted. Oh, look who's here. My, what a wonderful day. You know what? My voice can sound good sometimes, and it can suck so bad.
Really?
Yeah. Like the first one I sang this morning when I opened up with that, I couldn't stand my voice. But that one was all right. I mean, I could have done a little bit more better, but
Yeah.
anyway.
We could put a little treatment on it. It'd sound really good.
Yeah, I put a little music background and everything else. So
A little reverb and, a little music.
I'd
behind
be
it.
okay.
And if there's a karaoke version if I find a karaoke version of Beautiful Sunday.
Yeah, we'd be shut off the air. Facebook wouldn't like that at all. Do you remember that song?
No, I don't.
You got to give her a couple of bars for.
All right, I got to get back there. Hang on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Anyways,
I'd moved on.
Who does it?
somebody you'll never know.
Oh, okay.
Somebody you'll never know.
My, it's a beautiful day.
One of the best videos
How can you
going.
not be happy with that?
Let's take the
Remember, Roxy? Yeah, you're a little young.
It rings a bell.
The best of 71 here.
72. Yeah, and you were right, by the way. It is 72.
Of course I am. You ever expect me to be wrong?
Yeah, on occasion, yeah.
Do I have to remind you whose show this is?
Oh.
The host is ours, right?
Always right. Except when I'm wrong. Anyway. All right, so that's the little thing. I do want to let you know, I did watch Nudist Colony of the Dead.
Oh, phew. I was wondering what you were going to say that you watched.
From beginning
Oh, yeah,
to it.
we have a new feature on the show.
From beginning.
Cult Classic.
Oh.
Occult Classics.
Cult Classics, that's
Yes.
right.
So I watched it from the beginning till end, which
All
is...
right, I do have a karaoke version.
I'm not going
Do you
to...
want to sing?
No, thank you.
No?
It's going to get me. That music's... Look at... Even he's head bobbing. I'm telling you, it does it to you.
Yeah.
We're going to put this on every alarm clock in the world. Everybody's going to get up dancing out in the street. They're going to go to work, with their
We've
briefcase.
done a lot of music the last two shows.
We have?
Yeah, because you did, what was the last week's show again?
I can remember yesterday.
Camp of the Dead or Nudist Camp of the Dead?
Nudist Colony of the... Nudist Camp...
Nudist-
Camp of the... Yeah, Camp of the Dead.
Yeah.
Right.
Which, by the way, Roxy, is a musical.
Is it?
It is, yes.
You weren't here last week?
She wasn't
No,
here
I
last
was.
week.
The weather was
Oh
horrible
my
last week.
God! You missed one of the classics.
Uh-oh.
Nudist,
Was- is this
Nudist
like a-
Colony of the Dead.
Nudist Colony.
Is this like a Broadway production?
It's a musical.
No, it was a movie,
It
A
was,
movie.
but it's a
Yes.
musical.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
by Paramount Studios.
Paramount Studios, yeah. The director's name was Mark Pirro.
Nice.
And his production company is Paramount Studios.
Oh, God.
It's a musical. It's,
And we even found a Fox News piece interviewing him and
Yes.
talking about making low-budget films. And
Really?
yeah. Because this was like 91, 92.
like I can remember.
Yeah. It was a relatively recent film.
Ron's greatest hits and misses. I have no misses, dear, except the one I married.
But I'm bummed.
Anyway, so that was good. So I did watch it. Jan watched it with me. All right, so there you go. It was part of a bargain, though. So
For Valentine's Day? Did you watch it for Valentine's Day?
no. But the music is good on it. The music is actually pretty good on it.
On what? Nudist Colony of the Dead?
Yeah.
That would be a stretch. Good. Good would be a stretch.
No, good. I think it's good. We played a couple bars from some of the stuff last year. All Zealots Must Die, and
the Zealots
it's a Ding Dang Dilly Day, whatever the hell it was.
Sounds
You
like a
said
classic.
This is 91?
Yeah.
Ask the man.
And it's a ding dang dilly day.
or whatever it was.
Wow. This is
No, it's an
instant
Inky
classic.
Dinky Doodah morning.
Yeah, something. Inky Dinky Doodah Morning.
So that's better.
Should have got past the intro here, but
Should have.
Look at this sky, look at this world, look at the boys, look at the girls.
Dinky dinky doo dah morning.
Morning, 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 morning.
That's a classic right there.
yeah.
And this is for preschool kids?
No, this
No,
was
this
this
is
was
a
the
adult
nudist
movie.
colony before the zombies showed up.
Notice calling it dead.
Everyone was happy before the
Did
zombies
you watch
showed
it?
up. No, I didn't.
Oh.
Although I did go on Tubi, and it wasn't listed. Nude nuns with big guns wasn't listed in the classics. It was listed in movies you should watch. They were throwing it
It's
out.
because I put the
Oh,
recommendation.
they're
did you?
promoting it.
I put that. They listened to me very much.
What is
Yeah.
the name? I forget the name of this song, but
Ron's picks.
Oh, there's another good one. Classic. Here he goes with the intro again.
yeah. Well,
There's a place where evil dwells, home to naked guys and gals. And one thing that should be said, all the residents are dead. If you visit, you will pay, and your butt will rot away. You may think that it seems crude, but the corpses are all nude.
Oh my God.
Oh, they are. They are.
This colony of the dead.
yeah, you thought we were kidding, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
No.
Colony of the dead.
And they're all dancing like Thriller.
Instead,
There's big combo dances.
It
Well,
is.
big would be like 8 people.
They put a lot of karaoke in there.
I think we looked it up, and the budget was $25,000, right?
21, I believe.
21,000.
Yeah.
Shot the whole thing.
You
for
called it, actually. You
21,000.
said 20, and I think he came in at 21.
Yeah.
No, about 25. I'm not going to give you the 4 or 5. I don't care. But,
Wow.
yeah, it was... I watched it, and I'm not ashamed to say I watched it.
Oh, there's a rap.
Was it okay? Did you like it enough?
It was...
Decent story?
Interesting.
It was...
Oh, you did watch it.
Yes, I did watch it.
Oh, God.
I watched the entire thing from beginning to end. Jan and I together.
All been pricked, those rough attacks by them crazy maniacs.
what with maniacs?
It's a rap.
This ghastly sight made me lose my stance, and I dumped the load inside my pants. Then I hear some run from off the side. It seems one poor kid ain't quite died.
Okay, I think that's enough of that
Prince
one. We'll bury that one with the rest of them.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like
So-
Little Shop of Horrors.
So basically, the gist of the story.
I haven't seen Little Shop of Horrors in
in
a
a
while.
long time.
ages.
So the gist of the story for Ken and Roxy is that there was a nudist colony in his town, and all the religious zealots got kind of upset about it and uptight with it. So they went before the judge to have it banned, and sure enough, the judge ruled that they had to close down, and the land was going to, because it was public land, was going to be turned over to the church for a camp. And they decided, the nudists all got together and decided to drink the Kool-Aid. So they all did, and they all died. And then every time any of the religious zealots go into the camp, they all would be killed. They would rise from the dead to kill any of the religious
So they
people.
were nude zombies?
Yeah, they were pretty, well, by the time...
So on a real estate
everyone-
listing, would you have to disclose that?
They were nude.
People rise from the dead and kill people on a property?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Except you can say, like, the first group they sent to, like, 47 people, they all got murdered, but it wasn't an accident.
Yeah.
That's what the preacher said.
Just
It was,
put in the fine
it was an
print.
accident.
Oh, lords.
Anyway. So that's that song. I mean, I would recommend it if you got nothing else to watch. It's definitely got some chuckles in it. And it's, weird. If you like weird movies, it's definitely weird. But anyways,
Did you make it through the whole thing?
I did.
Okay.
It really wasn't. I mean, it was.
Well, you know what you're getting into.
Thank you,
clearly.
Roxy. Thank you,
Yeah.
Roxy. Yeah.
I know, and you get excited for it, and like 20 minutes in, you're like, okay, I've had enough.
What was I thinking?
This was a mistake.
No, it wasn't.
No,
it was
not
never that
no.
way. No, it was never that way.
That's good.
No, because you wanted to find out what happened, who was
Oh,
getting
did you?
killed, and
They
how
had a good plot?
How
So
they got
they hooked you?
How
I was
they were
gonna
going to
say he
get
was
killed.
hooked.
The best one was like these two girls that were it get down to two girls at the very end, and they fell asleep, and then. I shouldn't tell you this in case you want to watch it.
Yeah, God, yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. So they fall asleep because the zombies are chasing them, and they fall asleep
They fall asleep because
they're tired.
Oh, so
The
tired.
girls, you know.
We're in danger.
Oh, I'm hooked now.
Really exhausted when you're being chased by zombies.
They're sleeping there, and the zombies come up, and they put earmuffs on one of the girls, and then they grab the other one. They put a funnel in her mouth, make up cement while she's there, and pour the cement into her, and then they go away. That's
It's a process.
Okay.
well. It took
She
the-
must have been really tired.
They took the earmuffs away. No, well, she kind of fought that a little bit, but
Just roll over.
the earmuffs on the other one, she, even though she was lying right next to her, I mean, didn't wake her up.
couldn't
yeah,
hear.
Yeah, I couldn't hear her. But yeah, it was
Earmuffs will do that. They'll block
the
out that
music.
much noise.
The music
So where
really.
did the zombies get the earmuffs?
They have everything.
They're nude.
Yeah, well, they're rotten.
And how did
nude.
they carry them?
By the way, they're rotten nude.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, when they
saw
first when the show first opens, they're pretty much nudes because they're nudists
Yep.
when they go to court, except with the old woman there.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just going to let that pass.
you should.
Yeah. Made an executive
They
decision
were
here.
nude in court.
Yeah, they were nude in
Because
court.
they're nudists.
Yeah, good nudists.
Talk about a hung
That's
jury.
lifestyle. Oh, that was a good one, Ken. We give you extra points.
Sorry.
For
That's something I would have expected from Roxy.
You
that.
never
From
know.
Roxy.
Yeah, she's with the puns.
Most of the time, she's sitting here mortified.
Oh, she gets a pun in.
I do.
She alternates between mortified and punny.
Yes, you've,
Yeah.
you've figured my system out.
Their business runs on
It's her
puns.
coping mechanism.
Yes, it is. Most
Probably is.
definitely.
All right, so anyway, that way you have it.
And we do have another. We're going to get to another cult classic today.
Yeah,
A cult.
I thought you said you had one. Do you have one?
I do have one, but
Well, let's
I didn't want
out
to take
with
this
it.
whole show up into.
You got
occult
plenty of
movies.
time. Plenty of time to waste.
Well, here's another one I watched. Slave Girls from Beyond.
Slave Girls from Beyond.
Yeah,
All right.
Beyond.
How was it?
nothing to say.
You have nothing to say.
Other than the nudity, there was no redeeming value in this movie if you watch it.
So it was that bad.
Is this on Tubi too?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, he's got a new channel.
Tubi.
Tubi. T-U-B-I.
Tubby. I like to call it Tubby.
Yeah.
And what is
It's a free streaming service. You too can watch these things for free.
Wow. Fill
Low
my
quality
calendar
movies?
up with these.
Excellent clarity movies.
Ah.
The gist of this story is that two slave girls who are dressed like savages, basically.
Of course.
Yeah, you know.
Well, how else would
They
slaves be
get
dressed?
captured and they put on a spacesuit. They use their sheer power to break the chains in their cell and escape, beat up two of the guards, take one of the spaceships, and shoot off into space.
Good to be back in the saddle again.
It's a trailer. This is 1987, by the way.
They actually make trailers for these.
Slave Girls with 80s hair.
You can absolutely tell.
There's not a lot of talking in the trailer.
No, I was going to say, there's not a lot of talking in the movie.
I wouldn't imagine, yeah.
The dialogue wasn't the strong point.
That's not the strong point, no. All right.
All right. So, anyways, they escape on a spaceship and they go out into space, and of course, it's only an escape pod, so they have, limited fuel and everything. And they hear a beacon, they go to the beacon, then they get stuck into a tractor beam and pulled down to a planet.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, it happens all the time. So, in the middle of the jungle, they land on the beach, and then they go into the jungle, and they walk in, and there's this beautiful house with all kinds of everything you need. And there's two android robots.
Earmuffs.
No, it's a different movie. Two android robots, and they meet a guy there who lives there, and yada, yada. So basically, he hunts people, And so there's them 2 girls and another good-looking girl and a guy who's her brother. And
Again, I got to ask, you make it through the whole movie?
I did watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
This is one of those movies, like when I go into bed, if Jan's watching something in the other TV, I'll go into the bedroom with the cat. And
Poor cat.
Poor cat, yeah.
and we just lay there, and usually it's football and during football season, but, this time I'll find some stupid movie.
See,
there.
now if I'd had this, you
See,
should
if I fall asleep, there's no problem.
You should have messaged me on this one, because I'm sitting there during the Daytona 500 rain delay looking for something to watch. This would have been perfect.
Wow. If I had your phone number, I'd just call you up.
No, we don't do that. I don't do that. No. You know how to get me on Messenger. You do.
Yeah, anyway. So that was a special movie. Yep. So anyway.
Oh, yeah, I'm putting it on my list. I'm
It
gonna
had,
go see
it had
that.
zombies, of course, and some other crazy alien robots and a thingy, whatever, and a temple. And so anyways, these 2 slave girls, by the way, not only do they break their chains and escape, they get on a spaceship and know how to drive a spaceship.
Yeah.
And then go out in the jungle and be able to set up all kinds of traps and they're like the most intelligent slave people I know.
I'm sure it's no different than driving a Buick.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, that's the world in which they live.
But they have to
know these
they have
skills
to do this
survive.
with barely any clothes on.
Yeah.
Oh, what a sacrifice.
That's the hard part about it.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Do you
And they
watch Naked and Afraid?
You know what? I've seen several episodes of it.
Yeah, I've seen it on the treadmill.
It's just kind of like,
Yeah, it's awful.
yeah.
It's a good premise, but it's awful.
Steve tells me that it's in the UK they don't cover up the bits.
Oh, really?
Yeah, as he says.
Yeah.
Yeah, so whatever.
They're not as uptight.
Not that it matters. It's not like a lot of the bits I want to see in that one.
Yeah, I'm usually on the treadmill. I'm not on in prime time.
Yeah.
And there's six monitors up there, and there's nothing good on. And I'm watching Naked and Afraid with no sound.
Do you need it?
It's either that or, General Hospital or something. No, you don't really need the sound.
And it's so portrayed so badly, these poor people. Anyway. All right, so...
Did I tell you I was once
here we go.
asked to be on a reality show?
I was too, but yours first.
Yeah, wife swap.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
That was a good one. When was that?
How did this come about?
Well, if you remember the premise of wife swap,
Yeah.
they swapped families with totally different families, and the guy who I write for fantasy baseball got approached by the production company and wanted somebody to, a fantasy guy
Yeah.
to throw in there. And so I ended up getting invited. It was $20,000 too, by the way.
Wow.
That's decent
Really?
money.
It was $20,000. It was decent money.
For a week?
Yeah, it was a week. Yeah.
You know,
not bad.
You know
But I
my,
didn't,
my
Not
ghost
bad at all.
story. You see that on TV, and everybody puts it on. I've been on my ghost story.
Yeah.
They fly you out to California. You stay in a thing. They give you $100,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then back you go.
Yeah. A lot of them are not good money at all.
No, I'm not doing that. Sorry.
And I always wanted to be on those home makeover shows, but they pay for their own stuff.
Right.
A lot. They don't pay.
Yeah,
Companies
that's
don't
right.
pay for a lot of that.
No. The only one that does is Restaurant Impossible.
Oh, they pay for it?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
go in with $10,000. I know a place that actually had it, and they
Yeah.
went out of business too. That's besides the point. So, anyways, other than ghost shows, which I get,
I would imagine.
I get constantly asked for that. But anyways, other than that, when Jan and I first got married, we were asked to be on the Newlywed Show.
The Newlywed Game?
Honest to God?
Honest to God,
With-
truth.
with-
Swear.
with
Scouts
Wink?
Honor. Huh?
With Wink Martindale?
Was it Wink Martindale? Was he the host? Wink Martindale?
The other guy.
Oh, no.
Not Wink.
Not Wink. Who was
Picture the 70s.
I love the
Bob
Newlywed
Eubanks?
Show.
who was it?
Is it Bob Eubanks?
Might be.
I can't
Bob
remember back then.
Eubanks?
Lucky I remember who I was married back then. Who was
Are you
that
sure it wasn't Wink?
Maybe originally, but that's...
He's got to find out first. We'll find out in a
I
minute.
gotta know.
No, I think it's Eubanks.
Why? Anyways, I didn't do it.
I don't think it was you. I don't know.
Presented by, there was Bob Eubanks,
What was the first
Okay.
one?
Jim Lang,
When was
Jim Lang.
Eubanks?
Paul Rodriguez, Gary Kroger, Connie Wilson, and Sherry Shepard.
No, it wouldn't be. It would be the early ones.
The classic 70s.
Okay.
No, this is first episode was 1966.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was after that.
I'm looking at it right here, but
I guess
Okay.
you're right.
final
then.
episode
Yeah.
was...
That's the ones I remember.
The final episode was February 14, 2013, so they're going over the whole
They
Yeah,
cover
yeah.
a lot
several
of
hosts.
years.
Bob Eubanks was the original host.
The classic years.
Yeah, it's probably who it was, but I have no idea. But I mean, that
So
was
how
some-
did that come about?
I don't know.
How did they find you?
They gave me a phone call. Back in the day, you had phone calls.
They were probably scouting
They're just
newlyweds
random people
for their show.
Just random phone call.
I have no idea. They said, no. Then
So why didn't you appear?
Then they
Right.
sent a letter. Married to Jan.
So?
Jan said no.
Yeah.
Oh, Jan said no. Oh, okay.
Yeah. She was very shy back then.
That was a great show. I used to love that.
I
show.
loved
That's
it
hilarious.
too.
It's
Yeah.
Young. They find the most, naive, new.
That's probably why we were
newlyweds.
asked.
Yeah, the most naive.
I still watch some of those game shows.
But
The
I
old
don't know what that
Password and
means.
Oh, those are good.
So what we're going to do now, because we've got to move on from TV and doohickeys and something else, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we'll have the reading of the Ghost of the Day.
No.
I can't get the sound effects up, but I'll see what I can do during the break.
That's all right. It's no
Yep.
big deal.
Be a good time.
We're mellow.
Yep.
My, it's a beautiful day.
That's where all this started.
Yeah. All right. So you're listening to Ghost Chronicles Morning Edition right here on the net, New England Talks. And also on 102.9 FM HD2. I am Ron Kolek. She is Roxy Zwicker. He is Professor. And he is Ken. And we'll be right back.
Do you have a paranormal event, book, or something else you want people to know about? Then why not advertise it on Ghost Chronicles Radio? With over 150,000 downloads a month, get your message out to an audience that's interested in the subject. We have a plan at a cost that fits your needs. For more information, contact Ron Kolek at anyghostproject@comcast.net or call 978-455-6678.
Are you seeing a ghostly apparition every time you look in the mirror? Are you terrified to realize that pale, lifeless, lack of energy form hovering before you is in fact you? How would you like to be transformed? Healing begins from within, and it's never too late to start feeling good. Are you curious? Interested? Good. Don't wait another minute. Visit transformyourlifenow.org or contact Maureen. The email address is maureen@transformyourlife.org.
Welcome back to Ghost Chronicles Morning Edition. I am your scary godmother, Roxy Zwicker from New England Curiosities, and
Not as scary as that.
Not as. And I accompanied by the songbird next to me over here, Ron Kolek, New England Ghost Project, Ken, and Lou.
I'm a little worried. I can't get this site up with the guy hits the train sound effect.
Oh.
Aww.
Hopefully everything's okay.
Could be a problem.
Maybe he died.
Maybe he finally got splattered.
Get hit by a train.
Yeah, there's probably a premium site now because they realize how much juice it's had.
Yeah,
Ooh,
really.
We can make some money on this.
Yeah.
Anyway, so as I mentioned before the break, and by the way, this show is brought to you by Circles of Wisdom, 386 Merrimack Street in Methuen, Massachusetts, and also the Gallant Messier Family Law Group on High Street in North Andover, Massachusetts. And I do want to mention, before I do forget, Roxy and I have a couple of events coming up next week. We have Dining with the Dead at the Wyndham Restaurant, which is always fun. The food's great, and the place is haunted.
Spooky.
And also, we have a event, spooky evening at the...
A haunted evening at the South Meeting House.
I was so close.
Yeah, right on there.
So you can go to my website or Lochtie's website, and we have all the information on that there. So there you go. So anyways, as I promised you, and I always keep my promises.
The man of his word.
A man of my word.
Mm-hmm.
We have a reading of Ghost Today.
Ghost Today.
And this one, I by the professor.
I can't.
No, by
Just
the
just
conductor.
trying some sound effects up.
Random sound effects.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the guy who hits
Splash.
train hits a guy sound
Why
effect.
didn't you save that somewhere?
We're missing this.
That would have been a good idea.
Or even made an MP3 out of it?
Well, when do websites go away? When does that happen? I can go find your MySpace page from 1976 if I want to.
I think it's still there. I love MySpace.
MySpace.
Did you?
I do. I was it's so funny. MySpace.
Go on it on your AOL account? Or CompuServe.
Through dial-up, too.
Never, ever had any of those. Ever.
One of my favorite early computer story. This is kind of off the rails.
I've always said.
Really?
Off the rails.
Yeah.
It's perfect for this show.
I bought a computer specifically to play a game.
Compact.
No, a Tandy.
Oh, Tandy. Okay.
Yeah, Tandy
Radio
I had
Shack.
Tandy.
Wow.
Yep.
I miss Radio Shack.
I didn't know anything about DOS at the time because it's my first computer, right?
I'm sorry.
And I went to delete a file, and what happened with this game company is they named the files in the game A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So I deleted the C file.
Oh, no.
Trying to work in DOS, and it's like looking back on it. So why would you name your files A, B, C, D, E, F, G?
Genius.
Yeah.
Genius.
Yep.
They didn't think this through.
No.
And my wife at the time erased the hard drive, the first hard drive I had, by
serious?
pulling the curtains out from behind the desk, and the static electricity just.
Oh, my God.
I scared you?
No, I wasn't expecting that.
All right, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to digress.
Wait until Friday
What's happening Friday?
at the South Meeting House.
Oh, that's next Friday. What
Yeah.
are you?
Scoopy, spooky,
What are you gonna be
Scooby-Doo
throwing?
stuff.
You're gonna be throwing books? Is that it?
Wooby dooby stuff.
Wooby dooby.
Anyway, so I actually had one of those Timex computers.
Takes a licking.
Tandy 64.
Keeps on ticking.
No, Timex.
Oh,
dear.
Timex computer.
Timex.
Wow.
Timex.
Remember it?
I don't.
I don't.
Ken's to you.
It was DOS back then, of course.
Yeah.
And
I remember most of the computers,
Timex.
but not Timex.
I still have this, by the way. Maybe I'll bring it in next week. That's it. I'm going to hold this off. I will bring the actual computer in and
Yeah.
show you what we were doing back in the day.
I remember the Apple II.
Oh, this has got to be.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's.
This has got to be Timex computer.
Timex.
Anyway, all right. So here we are. The lovely Ghost today.
Lovely. It's lovely.
And by the way, this is the one. I'm sure we read it on the show because I remember you commented about it because it's your neck of the woods.
My neck of the woods.
Yeah, your neck of the woods. So here you go, Kenzel.
Ghost of Day, cult classic right here.
Cult classic. Oh, cult classic. Oh, cult classic.
Occult classic.
Didn't think that was a train at
It's
first.
like Pink Floyd or something.
It says vintage trains.
All aboard, maybe.
Ooh.
I think
Yeah, let's
scary background subway
let's
stuff.
put that with the
That's creepy.
slave girls from beyond.
Oh,
I am watching that tonight, by the way.
Are you really?
I am. I'm going to go home, and I'm going to watch Slave Girls from Beyond. Yep.
you'll have to tell us what you were
Have a
drinking
nice
while you
drink
were
with
watching
that.
it. We'll
Sure.
need to know the drink recommendation
Yes.
for that one.
Did I mention there was going to be a drink?
It was just implied.
It was,
Yeah,
it was very much implied.
I just
You guys know me too well.
Sorry.
Yeah.
you know, I mean, they just do everything in lingerie. I mean, how? I can't figure that out.
It's not lingerie. It's like buckskin.
Oh no!
Oh, there's lingerie.
Once
too?
they go inside the thing, they become running around in lingerie thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, of course, they have to put their slave thingies on to go in the jungle to be hunted.
Okay.
Anyway,
Wow. Thrill a minute.
Yep.
There's
No,
a theme here somewhere.
bad show. Bad.
And you watch the whole thing.
Of course.
Yeah.
If I already wasted 30 minutes of my time, I'm going to waste the rest of it. At least I can say I've saw it through. There
There you
were
go.
no redeeming value other than half-naked women.
It was so bad I watched the whole thing.
No, it
usually how
wasn't
that
like
goes.
it wasn't like Nudist Colony of the Dead.
No, that looked
that
bad.
I'm not sorry I watched.
Catch
Really?
a tune.
I am not sorry I watched that show.
That looked really bad.
If you think that's bad, this is
Yep.
freaking worse than that.
Yep. All right.
It gets worse, people.
Ghost today.
Ghost of Day. February 17th, 1974. Headless Catherine in great. In Franklin, Maine.
Mean.
Ooh, hey, welcome to Maine. The way life should be.
Yeah.
Does anybody know where Franklin, Maine is?
Yeah.
Not off.
I look up way too much on
I
this
have
show.
to give it some thought.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh, look at he's complaining now.
No, it's a good thing. That's a good thing on a show when you get interested
hard.
enough to look something up.
Yeah.
Right.
It's because you're doing nothing anyway.
Oh.
Because I'm doing what?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
No, he said you're doing nothing. That's what he said.
Yeah, all right.
Let's be clear about that.
I thought we were reading something.
Oh, Headless Catherine.
Yes.
We
So-
Headless Lou in a minute.
Motorist driving. Oh,
Wait, you two keep
Roxy's scoring off me now.
look out.
fighting. You two go at it.
Yikes.
We go at it like brothers. We like each other.
That's right. It's like
He's a
family.
little brother that I pick on all the time. Ken, are you with us?
Are we ready?
We've been ready. We're just waiting for your manly voice.
Franklin, Maine, by the way, is on the coast north of Rockland in Camden and Belfast.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Camden.
Yep.
Camden.
East of Bangor. If you go
Bangor.
southeast of Bangor,
Banga.
Banga.
you'll end up at Franklin, Maine. Okay, I'm
Sure
sorry.
you will.
Excellent. So on the coast.
Yeah.
Catherine.
Yes, Headless Catherine, 1974. Motorists driving between the towns of Franklin and Cherryfield.
Oh, see, now we know.
Oh, see, I know what Cherryfield is. Okay.
He knew Cherryfield.
I had to just keep reading.
Often see the ghostly specter of a headless woman. The picturesque mountainous road that winds around Fox Pond, then slowly
You know
crests
that? Yep, cool.
the top of the mountain, is appropriately named Catherine, as is the phantom young woman that attracts the attention of many a traveler. Legend has it that
Is
if
she
you-
naked?
Doesn't
headless.
say. Could be. It's your apparition. Legend has it that if you are driving down the short stretch of Route 182 and come across the headless torso of Catherine, you had better pick her up. If you don't, you will meet with a disastrous fate.
Wait a second. You're supposed to stop and pick up
up
the
a-
headless
Pick up a headless
torso?
torso.
Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
yeah, you
There have
better.
been times that I've been drinking that I probably would have.
So torso, is she ambulatory? Or is it just a torso?
Ambulatory?
Yeah.
Headless torso.
Can she walk? A torso doesn't.
Of course they can walk.
Probably
Don't you know anything about headlessness?
Well, a torso.
Headlessness is a
Torso is-
condition.
Torso would
Torso's
indicate
like your
without
trunk.
legs.
You would
Right.
think they would be legless, too, and armless.
Ooh. Well, maybe it floats.
It said she
And
just...
by the way, he says the article, the piece says, pick her up.
You better.
Yeah.
Give her a ride or else you're going to meet a disastrous fate.
Wow.
Wow.
It's crazy, I know.
Yeah.
Let's see. One story tells of a traveling salesman who drove past a headless ghost. As soon as he had done so, he looked into the rearview mirror, and there in his back seat was the phantom woman.
Jeez, Louise.
He was so distraught, he lost control of the car and swerved into a tree.
I'm distraught.
He died on impact.
What's that splat thing now?
Splat. But who is this ghost, and why is she haunting that
Yes, who is
particular
this?
stretch
Who
of
is
road?
this ghost?
The story goes that Catherine and her boyfriend, driving back from their prom, lost control of their car and hit a tree. Oh. Catherine, beheaded, died immediately.
That would do it.
Not a long, slow, headless death?
Oh.
Yeah, no, I think
It'd probably be quick.
if you get decapitated, I mean, maybe
You
you're
got a
not
few seconds.
conscious.
You got a few
You got some
seconds.
time, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
You got enough time to figure out you've
You
been
wanna find out?
decapitated. No, I do not.
I hope not.
God, no.
Well, she died
You'd
immediately.
be a true talking head.
Oh,
Moving right along.
ouch.
Yes.
Moving right along.
Moving right along.
Her boyfriend's body, on the other hand, was never found. Is Catherine wandering aimlessly looking for her boyfriend? Perhaps. Then again, does it matter why Kathleen haunts the area near Fox Pond?
Guess not.
Just remember that if you find yourself driving through the beautiful valleys and picturesque mountains of Maine and happen to spy the specter of Catherine, pick her up, lest you lose your head.
There's a lot more to that story, too.
Go ahead. That's why
Oh,
we
you're
have
familiar
you.
with the story?
I'm very familiar
Oh, yeah,
with
so
it.
this is a
Okay,
classic.
cool.
Let her rip.
So, allegedly, the other version of where Catherine came from was in the late 1800s. And it seemed as though
Honda steam train.
her and her fiance in a horse and carriage
I heard that one.
were on their way home from just getting married, and they were newlyweds, and he lost control of the carriage and hit a tree, and that's how she lost her head.
I've heard that one many times.
Yeah.
To me, that's the real one.
Yeah, I think that's the
A
real one, too.
horse-drawn carriage
Yep.
hit the tree.
And
With
and
enough violence
and
to
wheel-
decapitate a woman.
The wheel
Oh,
came
yeah.
off and cut her head off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The wheels came off.
Well, they were in a
knock-
hurry. They were on the way to the
Don't
honeymoon.
knock horse
Yep.
on cabbages. They could be very dangerous. They should have had seatbelts.
And
I don't care how much you lose control of a horse. Is a horse going to run into a tree?
No, but the carriage does.
No, the carriage does. So the horse avoids the tree and kind of slams the
Yes,
carriage
yeah.
under.
The carriage could swing out of control.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tip over. Woo! Chop, chop.
Well, the horse could go under the branch and the carriage doesn't make it.
That's a long ride home, right? When you're bride gets decapitated?
I'm explaining this one.
It's a long ride home.
That must have, we got that from somewhere. I should have to look it up and find out where we got that information on. But
there's,
it's out there. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I'm really familiar with.
Yeah.
Is the marriage one. That's,
But
yeah.
there's also other pieces of that story of people who did not
Pieces.
stop.
Pieces.
People who did not stop and died on that stretch of road. And
There you go.
there's another story that was actually, I think it was dramatized for the Travel Channel.
I saw that one.
And it was the little girl who was in the car and she kept seeing her ghost in the back seat. And the dad's like, no, no, no. And then finally he noticed that the seat was wet and that there was something going on back there when he picked up the hitchhiker, and then she was gone. Yeah, and the little girl kept saying, she's there, she's gone. The little girl was really more in tune than the father was who was driving it. And that was supposed to happen somewhere in the 1960s.
That was good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good
Travel Channel,
dramatization. Yeah.
Travel Channel has some good stuff on it.
They can do some good stuff.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes they push it out too
The
quick.
ghost
too much
was,
junk, yeah.
I don't know, for lack of a better word, realistic enough that he decided to pick her up.
Yeah.
But she wasn't headless.
But the,
No, she was. She in the story, she wasn't headless.
No.
His daughter was really sick. He was trying to bring her to the hospital, and he wasn't going to stop. And the little girl saw her in the back seat.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, he's like, "Where do you want me to drop you off?" And she was gone, and the seat was all wet with
isn't
the
it
rain
about
from the night.
some mysterious mist too shows up?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But anyway, I mean, in the Phantom Hitchhiker, which there are tons of stories about Phantom Hitchhikers
I would
all
imagine,
through
yeah.
the world,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
and they're always people stop for. I don't stop for 'em, depending on what the story is, and but they're real enough that they would stop for 'em. I mean, Mary there in Chicago. What the heck's the name of that one?
Mary in Chicago.
Yeah, you know, the Cemetery Mary. What the hell's her name? Resurrection Mary.
Resurrection Mary.
Resurrection
Oh,
Mary.
yeah, of course.
I mean, typical thing where she's real enough that they pick her up, and
Even Goody Cole.
Oh yeah.
even though the ones that we have with the, you know, the guy meets her at a dance, they go dancing, and they go home and they drop her off, and they go back to the house and they say, oh, she's died 10 years ago and everything, and they go to the grave and they find a sweater on the grave
Right.
and all that
Yep.
stuff. Yeah, I mean, there's so many of those.
All right, I
stories
want to
out there.
ask Ken about Goody Cole, but I have instead of a follow-up question, I have a prequel question.
Yes.
Prequel. I love
Are the
prequels.
barbecue joints named after this person? Goody Cole?
There is one.
There's Goody Cole's?
There's Goody Cole's Barbecue, yes.
There's two. There's one in
Well-
North Conway, near North Conway, and
Oh, is
there's
that-
one in Brentwood, I think.
Yeah, okay. There used
Yeah.
to be one in Exodus.
But they're named after this person?
Yes.
Okay, so I want to know who this person
So
is.
who the hell's Goody Cole's?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Roxy's. I'm stealing Roxy's story
You
here.
can
but yeah.
tell it. I'm fine.
But she's the.
I'm off the clock.
But
Go
she's
ahead.
the witch of Hampton. Where she is.
A witch in Hampton.
Yeah, New
Yep.
Hampshire.
Yep.
Which?
Which? That witch.
Goody Cole.
But yeah, she's.
Oh, that's where I heard that from. Yeah.
She's the one that's been buried under town common. She was, I'm not going to go deep
Yep.
into the story. She was tried to convicted as a witch, sent back and forth between different towns
Oh, okay.
in a dispute. But her ghost is seen walking the roads of Hampton,
Yeah.
and an officer has picked her up. She's gone into a woman's house to be offered a drink, so she's seen around town,
Do we know
real
how?
enough to be seen.
Do we know how she became? How the barbecue joints got named after?
Don't know how
Okay,
that is.
yeah.
I'm sure someone thought it would be a good
Just
idea.
knew the stories or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she wasn't burned at the stake or anything. She wasn't burned
No,
like
I
a
wasn't
steak.
going there, but now that you bring it up, that would be
Like
good. The barbecued witch.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Barbecued
terrible.
steak.
Maybe they just want to give her a ribbing.
Ah.
Oh, I like ribs.
I love
But no,
ribs.
someone was probably clever enough that she was associated with the area. I don't know why. I mean, she wasn't known for her cooking or anything that I know of.
Yeah.
How do you know?
I said that I know of.
That you know of?
I don't
She
know.
might have been an excellent cook.
Maybe.
She might have been unchopped and you didn't even know it.
There were no chop back in 1682.
How do you know?
Oh, come on. There was no TV back in 1682.
Well, not TV, but they had it in live chop in town.
What
Poor
are you
woman.
talking about?
It could happen.
See, now I want barbecue.
I do too.
Sorry.
I always want
Bluebird.
barbecue.
I haven't been to Goody Cole's. Well, that's a bit of a drive.
I make excellent ribs.
Do you?
It's worth the drive, though. They're very good.
And yet you never bring them.
I do the baby back ribs, but I don't do them in racks.
You do them individually?
I like a nice rack.
Who doesn't? But I cut them up individually. And that way you get the sauce on all sides of it, and it's really, really,
They don't dry out?
No.
Okay.
I don't know if you cook them properly.
Just asking. Don't get...
I cook them so good the meat falls off the bone.
As they should.
Nice.
Yeah.
So bring
Now
some
I
next
want
week.
ribs, you bastard.
Let's go out for barbecue
Ken's
after
fault.
the show.
He brought up Goody Coles.
Yeah, I blame somebody. Why shouldn't I blame somebody? All right, so today is President's Day.
Ooh, President Ghosts.
No,
So-
ghosts.
so
we
banks
did,
are
we did
closed?
President's Ghosts last year, all haunted stories and everything else. So, here we go. I have nothing. Oh, here it is. I have some useless facts about presidents.
All right.
So I can go through these and just grab any one I want and, okay.
Random facts.
Yeah, random facts about presidents. The term okay, you know where that comes from?
Okay, you can tell us.
Oklahoma.
That was good. It derives from President Martin Van Buren. Poor Martin, he never gets any credit for anything. I'm glad he's getting something. 1782 to 1862, who was known as Old Knickerbocker
Old Knickerbocker.
because he was raised in the Kinderhook, New York. OK clubs were created to support Van Buren's campaign.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm okay with Van Buren. So how do you like that?
Nice.
It's fabulous.
Wasn't it?
Fascinating.
So Jimmy Carter was.
I'm trying to remember. I just watched a show last night about phrases, and there was another one that came up as a campaign. I'm trying to remember what it was now.
Tippecanoe and Tyler too.
No. No, a phrase we actually use.
Don't use Tippecanoe and Tyler too.
No, what the hell was it? Okay, proceed. I'll try to come up with it.
Mike gets it done.
No.
That's the most boring freaking thing. Mike gets. Ever hear of the phrase? Mike gets it done. Let me tell you what it is. Jimmy Carter.
Classic.
Yes.
Jimmy Carter is known. He's the first known president to go on record seeing a UFO.
Oh.
He went on record.
And when record
I
said it.
seem to remember that, yeah.
Yeah, as you would be. So let me see what other lovely bits of.
Wow.
Wow, you didn't like that one?
That was lovely.
How about this one? Every member of Teddy Roosevelt's family,
Every member.
yep, owned a pair of stilts, including the First Lady. What?
I don't
Why?
even know where to go with that.
Yeah, why?
Huh?
How do they know this for sure?
What do you mean, how
It's
they
on
know?
it's on record.
It's on record.
I don't know. I'm really up in the air with that one.
That's my Roxy.
There we go. That's what we needed. So, you know that, of course, that Abraham Lincoln was a bartender, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And a vampire hunter.
Yes.
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 And that's,
Haven't seen that movie.
that's not real. I haven't either.
That's not real. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Just to be clear.
It's a work of fiction.
Grover Cleveland, of course, was a hangman. He held a job as a hangman.
Tom says Ronald Reagan Air Force One was surrounded by a UFO.
Yeah, we said Jimmy Carter.
I've been on Ronald Reagan's Air Force One.
Have you?
At the library, yes. It's on display at the library.
Oh, that's
Presidential
awesome.
Library. Got this big hangar building in there.
Really?
Yeah, get to walk through.
That's awesome.
The Reagan Presidential Library is awesome.
Oh, wow.
So here's a nice one.
A nice one.
I don't recommend it for anyone. Thomas Jefferson and John Adams, right? We think of them as really,
I like John Adams.
Founding
reputable.
fathers.
Yeah.
Yeah. They once traveled to Stratford-on-the-Avon to visit Shakespeare's birthplace. While there, they took a knife to one of Shakespeare's chairs so they could take some wood chips home as souvenirs.
Oh, God.
At least they didn't take his arm.
Somehow I followed a breadcrumb trail into presidential slogans. And in 1856, James Buchanan,
Yeah.
Will Buckham in 56.
Will
I like
Buckham.
that one.
Yeah.
Buckham.
Will Buckham.
James Madison and Thomas Jefferson were once arrested together for taking a carriage ride in the countryside of Vermont on a Sunday.
Sure.
The big
It's a
no-no.
Sabbath.
Because it was Sunday?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
which
was a
violated
Sabbath.
the laws of the state.
Yeah.
Ulysses S. Grant in 1868. Vote as you shot.
Did they
Don't know
really?
what that means. Yeah.
Vote as you shot.
Horace Greeley in 1872 turned the rascals out.
James
Rascals.
Abram Garfield, another president we absolutely know nothing about, other than he was dead. 1831 to 1881 was the first president ever to talk on the phone. When he spoke to Alexander Graham Bell, who we know more about than we do of Garfield, who was on the other end of the phone 13 miles away, his famous words were, please speak up a little, please speak a little more slowly. I should talk slowly.
I was going to say, it's some good advice for you,
Yeah,
too.
it was terrible.
Speaking of decapitation,
Any of our
Yes.
presidents decapitated?
wasn't a president's son decapitated
Yes.
in a
Yes.
train wreck in Andover?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
A derailment?
Yes. Yes.
And he went nuts, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
When did that? Was he from New Hampshire?
Yes.
Was that the okay?
The 29th president, Warren Gamaliel Harding, 1865-1923, repeatedly made love to a young girl named Nan Britton in the White House closet. On occasion, the Secret Service agents would stop his wife from beating down the door.
Oh, my God.
Which president was that?
That would be the fabulous Harding,
In what year?
somewhere between 1865 and 1923. So
Have to be after the Civil
Yeah.
War because, or after the Lincoln presidency, because Lincoln established the Secret Service, didn't he? As an anti-Confederacy
That's true.
organization.
That's true. Yeah. So it's after that. Yeah, Harding's definitely after Lincoln.
That's why Lincoln's body was stolen as ransom to get a Confederate
Counterfeit. Yeah.
counterfeiter out of jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the many times his body was stolen.
So
lost.
After President Bush Sr. vomited on Japanese Prime Minister,
Oh, God.
a new word was entered into the Japanese language, bushashuro, meaning to do the Bush thing
Do the Bush thing.
Do the Bush
To
thing.
throw up.
or to publicly vomit. You guys never knew these things, didn't you?
And I'm all the better for them now.
I mean, seriously, you're going to go home and say, wow, I never knew that.
Seriously, you don't want to know what I go home
never
and say
knew that.
from this show.
Excuse me, what did you just say?
What? Are you taking it completely the wrong way?
Really?
Really?
Is there a really right way to say it?
Could be.
Jimmy Carter, 1924, was the first president to be born in a hospital.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
In a hospital.
Think about
really?
that.
Well, sure, you're born at home.
Yeah, but think about that. Jimmy Carter, let's see, he was born in 1924. So from up to 1924, no president was born in a hospital. Because they didn't trust him. Isn't that pretty cool?
That's very cool.
I think that's cool.
Wow.
All right, so you can talk, while I'm digging stuff up here.
With your
Sure.
own presidential facts.
I like Ike.
I do too. Herbert Clark Hoover,
Herbert Hoover.
1874, in 1964, gave the White House servants strict orders to hide from him whenever he passed. Those who failed to do so wished to be fired.
Wow.
That's pretty mean.
Servants keep away.
Who was that? That was Hoover, right?
Hoover.
Do you know what a Hoover flag is?
Hoover
No.
flag. I know what Hoover Dam is.
No, I did. I've been to Hoover Dam. Do you know what a Hoover flag is?
Did you take the
Okay.
dam
No,
tour?
Yes, I did. Took the damn tour.
Took all the damn pictures he wanted.
Yeah, did.
Anyway, no, I haven't heard of the.
You never heard of Hoover?
I may have,
flag?
maybe just don't remember.
No, I don't know the Hoover flag.
Hoover flag. Hoover was during the Depression, and a Hoover flags was the inside of your pockets if you pull them out because you had no money. See,
Oh,
no,
that's
Oh, I see.
yeah, they were called Hoover flags.
Okay.
Is
Useless
that blaming
information.
him for the poverty?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there was all the tent cities were named after him too, right? Like in Central Park. and
Hoovervilles.
Hoovervilles.
Yeah.
All the Who's in Hooverville.
LBJ, or Lyndon Baines Johnson, 1908 to 1973, was affectionately called the mini what? he affectionately called
the
the
mini-
mini woman who slept with his harem. He even had a buzzer system installed that rang inside the Oval Office so Secret Service could warn him when his wife was coming. The goings-on at the White House we never knew about.
Oh, please. Come on.
Some things never change.
I'm not shocked by that.
You know?
Yeah.
No.
So James Buchanan is the only bachelor president. He was virtually inseparable from William King, a senator from Alabama, earning the pair the nickname Miss Nancy and Aunt Fancy.
Yeah.
Oh.
They had a special
Should we leave you on
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
Should we leave you on that? So anyways, we want to thank you if you're still listening. And tune in next week when I'm sure we'll have something else.
Something else.
Another occult classic.
Another occult classic.
Good night and God bless.
Stay spooky.
From ghoulies to ghosties, long-leggedy beasties, and things that go bump in the night. Deliver us, good Lord.